I'm Kamerie Gibson. Welcome to the Kamerie Gibson Show, the podcast. I believe that one of the most precious gifts you can share with someone is your story. Pain has purpose and stories can change lives. Your journey to become more inspired and transformed by the lives of those around us starts now.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the Kamerie Gibson Show, where we're transforming our pain into power. And today I have a special, beautiful guest. Her name is Juliet. That's what I call her. She goes by something completely different. Depends on who you asking, I believe. But Juliet, if you would mind, introducing yourself to the audience first, please.
It's Juice, okay, or Juju. I don't really go by my first name. People don't deserve that version of me. So yeah.
I get
you. Yeah.
No, yeah. I love your name. I always thought it was so beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I would love to talk more about that. Knowing the real you. Who is Juice? What's she about?
Well, Juice is a version of me where I can be myself, but I still learned stuff along the way. So, Juliet was like innocent and just naive. She thought everybody was going to be nice to her, stuff like that. So Juice is the experienced version of that. She's a mixture of Juliet and Thickums, and now we got Big Juice. She likes to have fun. She's still, sweet. She's touching in more to, the sensitive side of her when it comes to being nice to people. Because Thickums was mean, So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I love that honesty. So just to give the audience some context on how me and Juice become Juliet met, because evolution. Woo. So I actually met Juliet almost 11 years ago. I think it was 2011 when FuccGang started, right? FuccGang, I think that's the only year I was really active in it. But FuccGang was a clique, or like a little, I wouldn't say a gang, but it got the clique. And it was started by Shakespeare. He's from South Central. But yeah, it was like black people from Watts, Compton, and South Central, just running around, just hanging out. I feel like for a lot of us, FuccGang is like a family we belong for. Can you talk about how you became part of that clique?
I didn't hear you.
I said, can you talk about how you became a part of that clique?
It's crazy. I really wasn't from there. Like, I was just tagging along with Rose, and then it became, they gave me a name, and then boom. And it's crazy because Shakespeare actually started calling me Thickles. So, yeah, I was just, I like to party, so I was like, oh, we about to go outside, let's go. Everybody, it was always something to do, Yeah.
And it felt like, you had like people to like, have your back in a way, kind of have fun with.
Yeah.
I didn't. I know I'm a person. I have my people who I didn't even know, like, they really fuck with me. I was so shy into my kids back then, but like even people like you, like I know you were a little bit more older than me, but I always this like very strong and powerful young woman. Like, despite you fighting and stuff, I always saw past that, and I just wanted to know, like, how is she gonna fight life? Because she's so young.
You seen me,
girl. Like, you was really doing a lot, and I'm like, why is she so angry? That's how I took it. As why is she so angry? Like, you're prettier than everybody you're friend.
Yeah.
You gotta defend yourself. Engage in it. I just always thought pretty girls, we don't want to get our face messed up. So can you talk about like the struggles you had and challenges you had?
It's crazy. I wasn't really angry. It was so elementary, I was bullied. Middle school, I was bullied. Just like I said, I thought everybody was nice, wanted to be my friend. High school, 9th grade, I was like, okay, this is enough. I'm tired of this, and a monster was created, and then it became me protecting people who couldn't speak up for themselves like I was, and then eventually, people portrayed it as, oh, I was being a bully or whatever, but really it's just like, if you're gonna bother somebody who's gonna be on your level and match your energy, you know. So I was really angry most of the time. Most of those fights wasn't even my fight. Like probably like 3 or 4 or 5, maybe 5 at the most, were because I wanted to fight the person. But most of them was me trying to defend my friend, or just I don't like people who bully weaker people, you know, because why do it? Like, it's not that serious, you know. You're not big and bad because you pick on somebody weaker than you or somebody who's not on what you're on, you know.
Where are you from, and what was it like where you're from?
Well, I'm from Compton. As a kid, it wasn't really much, you know. I wasn't really into the outside world, but you know, we were outside. That's back when kids used to play outside on the streets, double dutching, riding our bikes. That's back when, you know, the neighbor could whoop you, you know, if you was acting up. Like, yeah.
Yeah, no. I love Compton, and Compton, it seems more like together than South Central does, at least for me. Like, people seem more like family. Like, what would you describe Compton as somebody who's actually from there?
I don't really have a definition. It's just Compton. Like, you know, like, I mean, I lived there until I was 11. So I was just being a kid, you know. Now as an adult, it's changed. You know, everything's different. You don't see kids walking outside, playing outside, nothing like that. It's more dangerous than what I remember, you know.
Yeah. Where did you go to high school at?
I went to Crenshaw High. Cougar Pride, you know.
You went to Crenshaw?
Yeah, I went to Crenshaw High.
Oh.
Yeah.
Way over there. How you went there?
Well, I just, you know, I moved a lot. So, yeah. Because I actually went to Crozier Middle School, and I was living in Watts. So, but I went to Crenshaw. Yeah, I was all everywhere.
So, being all everywhere, what was that like for you?
I felt like it kept giving me like new starts. Because, you know, like I said, I was bullied, you know, elementary. I went to elementary in Compton. I started to go to school in middle school in Compton, but we moved. So I went to middle school in Inglewood. And then I went to high school, you know, at Crenshaw High. But it just kept giving me a new start, basically. I feel like it was good for me because, you know, I was trying to find my way. I didn't really know how to interact with other kids and stuff like that. My mom was like, you know, older. The lady that raised me was older, so yeah.
So you had an older parent too. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So how did you stay cool with an old parent? How did you stay in the mix? And
I tagged along with my little brother for a little bit, and then, you know, I met Rose and started going outside more. But yeah, I wasn't into any of the stuff that people my age were into. Like, I was pretty much in the house cleaning all the time, you know, stuff like that. You know, typical Black people stuff. Yeah.
No. In the house cleaning? What was you cleaning for?
That's just how the house was ran. I was supposed to stay in the house, clean. You know, I wasn't to go anywhere with the fear of me getting pregnant or being fast or whatever. Like, you know, pretty much the typical Black household.
No, especially with that fast word, man. They stay using that on us when we wasn't even doing nothing. A lot of us wasn't even. And even you didn't have your child until much later, right? You were a grown woman by the time you had your son, correct?
25 years old.
So, you said 25? Yeah. Oh, wow. That's a good age. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So where do you think that doubt was coming from when it came to your mother?
I feel like she was just old school. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was just old school. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
And how did I'm sorry. And how did your mother being old school, like, put a wedge in y'all's relationship?
I really feel like it wasn't really too much of a relationship at all. You know, as I became an adult, you know, I talked to her more, but it was still a line where, you know, she would still talk to me like I'm a kid, or, you know, try to run me, you know, stuff like that. It was the favoritism, you know, because all her sons, you know, got the utmost, the royal treatment, you know, but me and my sisters, we just, no, no. It's do as I say type thing, yeah.
Despite her challenges and deficiencies in parenting, do you feel like she loved you?
You know, I never thought about that. I think so. Yeah, yeah, I could say that.
You know, I'm asking because as a girl too, as a sister, and I have brothers, and just seeing other people share their experience. A lot of women tended to like get the short end of the stick when it came to like household chores, responsibility. Like so much is put on us as women, and it's like, why? Like, let me fuck up too. Like, I want to fuck up, but it's like I'm just not realizing that. Why was I complaining so much when clearly they saw something in me that I didn't see in myself? And it actually ended up helping me out when I became an adult because I didn't need nobody and I didn't need to do certain things to make things happen for myself, if that makes sense. Right. So have you ever thought about that too? Like you cooking, you cleaning, you being responsible.
Yeah, I mean, I could see where you would feel that way, but I honestly feel like it was mostly old school, and that's how they grew up in the house. Like that, I feel like the mentality was women are supposed to be in the house cleaning type thing, you know? Yeah, I do like cleaning and cooking. I feel like that their mentality was a woman's place is to be in the house, and a man is supposed to go out in the world do what he wants type thing. You know, that's what I meant when I said old school. Okay.
Yeah, no, and with the whole feminine masculine shit going on now, do you think that's a bad thing for a woman to be trained in that way?
No, I feel like women should know that because it is people who don't know how to do certain stuff. But I feel like men should know it too because it's independency. For me, I'm big on independency, so a man should know how to wash and clean and wash his clothes and all that stuff like that. So you don't need a woman, you want a woman, you know? And vice versa.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. No, absolutely, girl, because you got people like Kevin Samuels talking about it's women in this generation who can't cook, they don't know how to clean really good. They don't know how to do none of the stuff their grandma knew how to do, but they want to go to work and be a boss bitch. Mm-hmm. But we need basic things taken care of too. We need the meals cooked. We need the laundry washed. So why are we trying to... What do you think about that, like, this new modern woman shit? Like, where do you find yourself in this whole new generation?
I feel like women nowadays are too independent, you know, and they have that, I don't need a man thing. Me personally, like, I can say that I'm a little old school, but I don't want a man to take care of me. So I don't want you to pay all my bills. We can go 50-50, go half, it's a partnership. But I just feel like, why am I dependent on you with all your money? Because when we're over and done with it, what do I have? Nothing, you know? All I know how to clean the toilet, though. You know, I know, I know how to mop the floor, but I don't have, you know.
Right. No, but girl, look, when you're saying that, it's funny, but like, I really feel like, I'm not saying marriage is the end all be all, but I do feel like we have to strive for that more as Black women because a lot of us do accept the bare minimum, myself included, you know? So what do you think about that with marriage? And I just feel like it offers it offers more protection. That's just how I see it.
But you know, I don't mind being a married woman and still having to work. Like, I don't mind that. Like, I don't know. I just been independent for so long, and you know, my mom taught me that just like little things she used to do or whatever. But I just want to have my own money as well. You know, like, I don't mind working. Of course, I do want to get married though. I do want to have the family, and we got our house, and you know, his last name. You know, that's the American dream right there. White picket fence type thing. You know,
of course. And you know what? I'm tired of us, and I'm tired of myself. Like, I lie so much. Like, I don't want that. I don't care. But it's like, girl, no, you do. You do. Yeah. That's why you do certain things to get those things. Yeah. And when you don't get them, you're bitter. You're angry. You want to cuss a nigga out. You want to fight him. You want to say fuck him and block him. It's no. Like, just ask for what you want.
I just feel like it's because of the times we're living in and how gender roles have switched. You know, like, you don't really want it because you can't see it happening because of the way that the guys move, the way the females move. Nobody really wants love nowadays. Like, they say they do, but they're not moving the correct way to achieve that, you know?
Yeah. No, you're so right. Where did you first learn your lessons in love at? Or from who did you learn about love from?
Well, I could say my dad, like, one of my dads, like, you know, he taught me, like, if a man don't work, a man don't eat. And he just showed that in his actions, you know. And, like, if a man really cares for you, he's going to make sure that you don't want for anything or at least help you, you know, and he's going to notice when you need help. Like, you wouldn't even have to ask, because if a guy is really into you, he's just going to see little things and pay attention to certain stuff, you know, and he's going to be there for you, you know. So I learned that from, you know, my dad, or, you know, just my first love a little bit, you know, even though the first love really ain't first love, but you know,
Yeah.
you know what I'm trying to say.
No, I know. And you talk about two sets of parents, two mothers and two fathers. Where does that come from?
Yeah. Well, I was adopted. So the mother that just passed, that's the one who adopted me, who raised me. My birth mother is still out there. You know, she was on drugs real bad and stuff like that. The father I'm talking about that taught me what a man was her husband. And my real dad, he was in my life, but you know, something happens between them where the dad that raised me told him basically don't come around anymore, you know, just hater stuff. Like, he wanted to be the only father, jealous stuff. Like, you know, I wish he wouldn't have did that, you know, because I don't know if my real dad is still alive or not, but I know my real mom is alive. Yeah.
What do you think about the sacrifice and commitment your adoptive parents made? Now that you're a mother, now you have your own child, could you see yourself taking on a responsibility like your parents did?
Okay, so the first part of your question is, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I feel like they first did it for the money, you know,
That's real.
you know, and then they end up adopting us, and then I became Cinderella. But and then the second part,
Cinderella.
I'm just saying. But, now you ask the second part again. I got distracted. So yeah, I forgot what you say. What the second part was?
You originally feel like they did it for money, then they adopted you, and
Yeah.
then what happened?
What
do you
your
think
other part of your question?
Oh,
Me. I would do that. First of all, I never planned on having kids. I always wanted to adopt kids. Just because I know how I felt knowing like this wasn't my parent, you know, and then, you know, when she used to be mean to me, I'm like, you know, it all made sense or whatever. So I wanted to adopt kids. Then I got pregnant and I had a son, and I wanted, like, I was only gonna stop at 3. But now it's like, I want marriage. I want like 7 more kids. I want a big black family. And I still don't mind adopting kids. Like, you know, if I never get my husband or whatever, I would still adopt kids, because I know what it feels like to be unloved or wonder why my mom gave me up, or like, because I personally feel like a mother love is stronger than any addiction. Like, regardless, you're supposed to love your kids, you know, because it's so easy for fathers to get up and leave. Mm-hmm.
You know what? You saying that, and me being, I'm about to be 26 in a few weeks, actually, next week. Wow, like, so I didn't grow up with my mother. You know, my father raised me with my grandmother. And I didn't realize how, what you just said right now, like, nothing comes before that mother's love until, like, I got older. And I'm like, girl, you looking for all this stuff in men, but can't nobody give it to you. Like, you come from your mama. You in her body. You know, like, nothing's going to replace that. So, and even then I'm learning, too, like, no one's going to really love me like God is going to love me, though, truly, because humans is going to fail us. Humans get addicted to drugs. They get addicted to, like, men, to people, to... Yeah. They're going to fail you. And I feel like God just uses our parents as a way to get his creation onto the earth, you know? Like, fuck what they going through. We're here now. What we going to do with it? So I'm glad you mentioned that.
Something great.
They're going to produce something great. And regardless of how they do their life, that's on them, you know? But you're so right about that mother's love. And man, I just want to be, you know, like that with my kids, because that's true about the fathers leaving. I wanted to ask you about your career and wanting to be in the beauty industry and working in the beauty industry. Have you always been good at doing hair and styling people?
Well, so like I said, the lady that raised me, I call her mom because, you know, that's the only mom I know. But she, you know, old school. So she thought I was going to go to middle school and high school with pigtails and braids. And I was like, no. And, you know, she had my sisters doing my hair, but they used to hurt me, braid my hair too tight. So I'm like, at this point, I'm just going to do what I do, you know? So I just started playing in my hair. And I had a friend who used to do hair a little bit. And I'm like, I like this. Like, I could do this, you know? I started doing my friend's hair. I started doing Rose hair. and then it just took off from there. Like, I wasn't always good. I feel like even when it's your passion or you have a skill for something, you're still not where you want to be as far as, time, because everything grows with time. So yeah, I now it's like, okay, even now, like I'm my braids are really neat, but I feel like it's always room for improvement. Like, everything is about growth. So yeah, but I actually,
Yeah.
yeah,
What were you gonna say?
like I
You
actually,
proud?
like I wanted to be, I actually wanted to be a police officer, like, and then a firefighter, like all kind of stuff. And I'm like, this is it. Like, I enjoy doing this. I could do it all day. I could do it every day. It doesn't feel like work. That's how I know I really enjoy it.
Yeah, and you make people feel good, which is
Right?
a
Thank
pretty
you.
cool thing to do. You do. You make me feel beautiful. So that's cool to know. What dreams did you always have as a young girl? Besides, the police officer and firefighter. What did you always see yourself
Well,
doing?
singing. I thought I was going to be like this big actress or singer, like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still aspiring to be an actress. Like, I could still see myself being an actress. Like, as far as singing, my voice is not where it used to be, but, what I'm trying to
Yeah,
tell you.
that's funny. That's real. That's real. You know where you at though. Okay, what does happiness look like for you?
Mm, happiness is just peace, really, for me. Feeling good,
Mm,
nothing's going wrong, able to relax. That's happiness for me. Making other people smile. Like, I like giving people compliments, My son, when he's smiling and running around and stuff, and he tell me he loves me and stuff, makes me happy. Like, yeah, stuff like that.
priceless.
Yeah, pretty much.
And what has death taught you about your own life?
What has what? Tell me.
What has death taught you about your own life? I know
Oh,
you said your mother just passed away, so
yeah. So, I really don't like death. It just, you have to enjoy yourself, or just live your life the way you want to live your life, because you don't want to be old and think about, dang, I should have did that, or what if I would have did this, where would I have been? So whatever you put your mind to, just do it, because you never know. Like, I even walking down the street, going to the store, something can happen and you'll be gone like that. You have to cherish people and appreciate what you have and the people around you, and you never know. Like, so death is a scary thing, but it's something that we can't avoid. So you gotta just live in the
man,
now.
and no, for real, it's a new year. We made it. We blessed. We're young, but we're older. We're wiser. What is something you want to make sure you accomplish before you leave this earth?
Um, well, financially, in that area, I want to leave my son property. Like, I want him to
Mm,
have some type of way to make money, to make his, a little bit easier. Like, because, and so we don't leave our nothing. Our parents didn't leave us anything. So I want to leave him something to make sure that he doesn't struggle as much as I did. Trying to get my footing in the world and stuff like that. So some type of property that I'm working on is going to be his. Generational wealth.
that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I gotta talk to you about that off the record too, and when we're done. Um, I just had my train of thought. Okay, you're talking about struggling. Can we just be real for a moment? Okay, we're both in our 20s, right?
We're always
What?
struggling. I mean, we're always real.
No, we are, but I'm saying like 20s, like they must be like one of the most like difficult times for me. Like rough, yeah, like rough,
Yes.
like broke,
Yes.
um,
That's
huge,
man.
lonely,
Yes.
like, and
We
and
realize we
I'm
don't
bringing this.
know stuff.
Yeah, you don't know shit. You really don't. And your fuck ups and your pains, they really show you that you don't know what you're doing and that you don't know everything.
Hmm.
And it's always something bigger and better out there in life, to get you to be ready for. But I was bringing this up because I'm thinking about suicide and depression and mental health. did you ever like struggle with any of these things throughout your life? How did you get through them?
Yeah. So like as a kid, when I found out that my mother wasn't my mom, you know, it was like a why me, why am I here type thing. I was depressed in elementary. Didn't even know it. I was depressed, you know, but looking back, it's like now I'm able to realize what depression is and when I was depressed by, you know, how it made me feel, stuff like that. I've had suicidal thoughts before, just when things get too hard and it's like I mentioned before, can't get a break. So I'm just like, I just don't want to be here anymore, you know. Now, I would never do it because I'm scared of death, but I done had a thought too before. You know, I'm scared. Like, you know, I done had a thought or two before, like, I just don't want to be here no more. Like, you know, like feeling unwanted, feeling like nobody loves you or everybody hates you and stuff, you know. So yeah, I didn't had a few thoughts like that. Mentally, you know, I'm actually going through something right now, so it didn't mess with your mentals because you're like, I'm a good person, you know, like, why is this happening to me? Like, is there something wrong with me? Did I do something wrong? Like, is this karma? You know, stuff like that. But you just gotta try to think positive and speak positivity all the time so that it can become positive, you know, because when you think negative and you speak negative, that's all that's going to happen.
You're so right. And before I forget, I want to share this with you. I saw it or read it somewhere. It said that it might help us in those times of uncertainty and grief and worry to not think of things as though they're happening to us, but as though they're happening for us. Like, how is this going to change me for the better? Is it going to make me stronger? Because I feel like everything we fucking go through is going to make us stronger if we get through it, right? Is it causing me to reflect and pause? Have I been listening to myself? Have I been missing something? Is this something I need to focus on? You know, like, fuck this perfect vision I have for my life and this flow I've been in.
Right.
Life is, you know, it's supposed to make us grow. And as long as we're growing, like, things are going to change. Things are going to, like, come and go. So, I don't know. That's just kind of how I try to look at it because it's so easy to, like, get all down and, like, woe is me.
Yeah.
And you really got to, like, fix yourself and be like, nah, fuck that. Ain't nobody do shit to me. Ain't nothing happening to me. I'm not broke. I'm not poor. I'm better than whatever I'm going through, you know? So I just want to share that. Like, I completely feel you. And
I actually spoke those. Spoke those words to these little girls. You know, they used to just be so angry and just hurt about their living situation or the fact that their father and mother wasn't in their life. And I always tell the younger people that I wish somebody would have told me, like, the things you go through as a kid, even though it seems like you just can't get through it and it's just the world is over, it's only a few things that can happen. Either you're going to let it swallow you up, either you're going to be just like it, or you're going to overcome it, you know?
No, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
No, definitely. And I think we all need that. I know a lot of people who have taken their lives, you know? And I really just could not understand why. It's like, like you said, we all have those thoughts, but damn, like, once you die, that's it, bro. Like, it's over. Like, what are you doing? But all right, then, we've been getting really raw, really vulnerable on here. So thank you for bearing with me. We're almost done. Moving on. What would you tell the younger you with the wisdom you have today?
That I can cuss on here, right? No, that niggas love fat bitches. One, they love chocolate bitches, and you are loved, even when it doesn't feel like it. Somebody out there loves you, so love yourself. You know, you can make it. You know, you don't need to be sad. Stop crying. You know, stuff like that. I cried a lot as a kid. You know, then I became mean. And now I'm just like balanced with both. So, yeah.
Balance with both?
No, for real. Because I'll be crying. I still be crying.
No, you're a human.
Yeah.
Shit. You're a human. You've been through a lot of shit. And if you ever sit down and be like, damn, I've been through some shit.
All kinds of
I've been
stuff.
through some shit. Big here, man. Just thank God, man. Okay, so
what advice would you give to young people like yourself, young women, young men from Compton who've been moved around a lot, got adopted parents, parents is doing this, crying every day? What would you say to them?
It's okay. It's okay. I know it feels like the end of the world, but life is what you make it. Just keep going. Keep going. Keep pushing.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Okay, last bonus question. What do you want to see more of in the world that you don't see already?
Kindness. Like, give to people. Be nice, because, be mindful of the people, because like I said, I feel like what I'm going through is the end of the world. But to you, it'd be like, that's light work, and vice versa. But people have different levels of what they can handle, just like people who are not with us today, they couldn't handle it, so they're gone. So just be kind, be mindful of other people.
Yeah. Oh, girl, that's a good one. And a lot of people answer the question like that. They usually say, stop canceling people, give people grace. So I think we're kind of on the same playing field as people. We want to see more of that kindness and that love. That's what's going to keep us,
Yeah, I feel we don't, because everybody's scared to give that out, because people react weird to kindness. Like they think, they get suspicious of people who are kind, or they came up in a household where all they know is evil or mean or disrespect. So that's what they're taught,
No, you're right. And I think the biggest test for us all is to still have that open heart, even when people are doing that to us, because it can be really hard when people pushing you back and you giving them nothing but love. It's like, all right, then, but I feel like we're just more like God when we just be like, fuck it, I'm gonna still give them what they need, because they don't even know they need this, so.